Hi everybody, this is Mark. Welcome to the homestead. So today I'm going to give you a little tour of our chicken house. I just finished it this weekend. Been working on it for about a month, I guess. It's been quite a project, and this coop is patterned after the Carolina coops, which you can see online. Very nice ideas, beautiful designs, a lot of ideas that I haven't thought of, or I never would have thought of, I think. And so I incorporated some of those ideas into this coop. And then I also made some changes that I think are improvements over the Carolina coops. So the Carolina coops are a beautiful design. They involve a house and a run all under one roof. And so we did that in this design. The roof being made out of galvanized steel, and I'll give you a little tour of all of that. But one of the ideas that the Carolina coops came up with that I incorporated was actually having the nest box on the front of the coop and having the door open down. So this is basically 4 nest boxes, 1 large one and 2 small ones, and I can divide this in. Apparently, or the guys at the Carolina coops say that having the nest boxes open up on the roof opening scares the hens. So I've never seen that to be the case, but seemed pretty positive that that was not a good idea. So in this coop I've incorporated the drop-down door. So eggs are readily available right there at the front of the coop. Another design that the Carolina coops did that I incorporated here is the coop is just for the chickens. So I don't have access to inside the coop very easily. Now I do have access on this other side. You'll come on around over on this side, and you can see where I have access to the inside of the coop for cleaning it out. So it doesn't have a wire floor. The floor is a solid floor. I've got this floor, or this completely sealed up, but these doors open up, and then I can rake out the mulch and droppings, and apparently you do that once a year or once every other year. So it's not something that you're getting into. You're not getting into the coop all the time. It's something where you get in once a year or maybe every other year just to clean up the place. So if I can get you to come over here and take a look through the window, you can see the inside of the coop has a solid floor, and we've covered the floor with the industrial hemp. I don't know what's so great about the industrial hemp, but the guy at Carolina Coops seemed to think that was the best system, and so we're incorporating it in this one. I think there's 3 bales of hemp in here, so it's a couple inches thick. Now one thing that they recommended that I didn't do, which is to cover the floor and up the wall a little ways with a high-density polymer, polyethylene. And that's pretty nice, but that's very expensive stuff. And so I looked for a different alternative and came up with horse stall mats. So it's a rubber material, very strong, about 3/4 of an inch thick, very heavy, and it's impervious because it's designed for being underneath horses' hooves. It's very strong. So I figure that chickens aren't going to be damaging it. So come on around this way, and you can see here's the actual coop. I've used a 1/2 inch by 1 inch welded wire. It comes in 4-foot lengths. This utilized 100 feet of 4 by 4 foot wide, so it's a 100-foot roll. It's pretty pricey. It's $280 for that roll, but it's predator proof. Foxes cannot get through this stuff, raccoons and whatnot. See, we have to keep our hens locked up out here because we're in the woods, and we have predators everywhere. These chickens wouldn't last a week if I were to just let them free range. I'd much prefer them to free range. They find a lot of their food, and it's probably better for them, but you just can't leave your chickens out to free range when you're in the woods. By the way, this is a piece of that floor mat material. I guess it's about 3/4 of an inch thick. It's made of rubber reinforced with cloth. I mean, it is absolutely strong. So this is what the what my floor is made of. And again, there's 2 sheets of this. I think these sheets cost about $45 each, so it's $90 for the 2 sheets. Our coop is 6 feet this way and 8 feet that way. So it's 6 by 8, and this coop is designed for about 12 hens, completely in comfort. I think we have a few more than 12 here. A couple of them are going to be sold to a neighbor who's expressed an interest in them. So come on around and we'll take a look at some of the other ideas in here. I've got rafters on 2-foot centers, so rafters, and the Carolina coops don't have the profoundly strong purlins, and so I have incorporated 2x4 purlins that hold the roof. Now, he countersunk his purlins into his rafters, and so I didn't do that. I actually put the purlins on top of the rafters. I think it's a stronger application. So, should be able to handle a 3-foot snow load, and that's probably about all we'll ever get here. Again, the roofing material is galvanized steel. Should last pretty much forever. So, another thing that the Carolina coops do that I chose not to do is they have a modular system. So they'll ship the coop in broken down and in modular pieces, and you assemble it. One problem with that is that you need an absolutely level surface to put the coop on. And I, of course, don't have a level surface here, and I don't want to spend a great deal of time building up a perfectly level surface to put my coop. So I have kind of from the one side all the way to the back side here, it's about maybe 16 inches of fall. And so to build that up to be level would be very difficult and cost a lot of money. So what I've got is pressure treated 2x4s anchored down into the ground and set in concrete. And I think that's important because the Carolina coops seem to just sit on the ground, and it seems to me a good stiff wind could actually upend the entire thing. I mean, this roof becomes something of kind of an umbrella, like a parachute, and a wind could literally pick the whole coop up. And so this is anchored down into the ground and should last forever. So these are pressure treated lumber. That's another thing. It seems that the coops are used, he's got our just regular pine. So pressure treated lumber will last a great deal longer, so that's what it is. Again, my coop here, this is 18 feet of, well actually 16 feet of distance plus a foot overhang on either side. So we're basically 18 feet. And then this is 8 feet here, or 6 feet, so it's 24 feet altogether. Again, should be good for about a dozen hens to live in comfort and have plenty of space. Now, another thing that I did is you can see that it's different from the Carolina coops. Instead of using a plywood surface material, I actually was able to scrounge 2x4s at these building sites where they're building homes. And 2x4s are just readily available. And all of these 2x4s were completely free. So I actually have like an unlimited supply of 2x4s, and I just figured I would just side the entire structure with 2x4s. And I think it's very solid. Used probably about $40 worth of nails, the nailing gun. And then in here, I've got hardware cloth covering these windows. Now this will receive, when I'm all finished, I will have a plexiglass covering for the winter to allow the sun to come in, but not solid breezes. You know, because drafts are a serious problem for chickens. So you can't have drafts, you need to have ventilation, but no drafts. And to help with the ventilation, I actually installed a vent here. There's one on this side, and there's one on the west side. So this is east face here, and the other side is west, and so we have this to provide some extra ventilation. And let's see, so we talked about the posts being in concrete, and that's about it, I think. Now, I look forward to seeing your comments and answering your questions about this coop. Um, this is the way I built it, and maybe some of the ideas here that I've given would be ideas that you might use. So, look forward to hearing your comments, and if you found anything here that is useful to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We sure appreciate it. So, this is Mark saying goodbye, and thanks for visiting the homestead. Look at that. Bye.